It's Brian Preston, the money guy.
Should you sell and fall to that peer pressure of what is constantly around you?
Because right now, you're thinking, right? We are, it's 2008 was 11 years ago now, right? And so, I guess 10 years ago, if I was actually good at math. And you're thinking, we're due for a downturn now. We're due, it's gotta happen. So maybe now is a time to start going to cash. Maybe now is a time because we know that it's coming. Maybe I should wait.
I want to give you some counterpoints though, just because I know a lot of you exactly the same thing. It's kind of like you go to Vegas and you look at roulette and you see that it says red the last 4 to 5 rolls. Right. You go, well, by God, it's going to be black because you're the person thinking that it can't keep being red, or you're the type of person that says it's going to be red because it's been red for the last 5 times. I don't want you to think those things. I want you to understand that there's actually valuations. There's actually something under those numbers. It's not just luck. Right. So when you hear that, because I get it. We go through recessions. Usually we have a recession or a downturn every 7 years. And you're like, well, gosh, we've been through 10 years of upside. Is there something that's causing this to maybe last a little longer than normal? Now, I have to be careful because I tell you, always be careful when people tell you you're in a brand new paradigm, because that's always usually my spidey senses mean they're making up rules. So I'm going to bring this back to valuation. I think a lot of people were shocked to find out that the price to earnings ratio in October of 2007, so right before 2008, was 15.7. on the S&P 500.
That doesn't sound crazy.
The historical average for the S&P 500 is somewhere between 15 to 25 is considered reasonable and normal. So we're on the, in 2007, we were kind of on the low end of it.
Evaluation.
So you're thinking, well, what got us in trouble in 2000? Remember, it was not the stock market. It was the housing market. And it was also those crazy mortgage products. So we took something that was somewhat fairly valued, maybe even considered a good value in 2007, and then let it get its teeth kicked in completely in 2008. So it drove the valuations down even further. So now you fast forward to where we are now. And because of the tax rate cuts, I mean, we've seen corporate tax rates go from 35% down to 21%, about a 40% decrease. And we've also had a pretty flat market here in 2018 where the market's we've got earnings being reported as higher, but the stock price has not changed.
Stayed the same.
You're seeing the forward-looking price to earnings ratio, meaning when I say forward-looking, we're looking at what earnings are anticipated to be with these new tax rates. You've seen it somewhere around 17 to 18%. 17 or 18.
Doesn't seem crazy.
So well within that 15 to 25. So I tell you all that is that when you start looking at it and you go, I'm going to read the tea leaves and just assume because we are in year 10 and this happens every 7 years, there might be more to the story. Now, I could be wrong too in the fact that it could just next year or even 3 months from now, we might be talking about a bad downturn, that recession that might even lead to a bear market.
Right.
But that would be okay because as long as you're fighting this peer pressure, fighting the reasons to sell and building your plan based upon how old are you? How much do you need? When do when are you going to retire? Is there some other goals or is there something that's going to influence? Do you have Social Security accounted for? Do you have a pension accounted for? If you have not created that plan, if you don't have the cash reserves that keep you from being scared when every little news article comes out telling you how bad things are, you're not protected. I think you're exposed. I also think you're exposed when you're not educated on fundamentals. That's why I love our audience for the Money Guy Show. You guys are smarter. You're well trained. It's kind of like the whole, what is it? The Kanye West song that was the remake of the dance. Was it Stronger? It was titled Stronger, but the lyrics, well.
No, do the Kanye. Let me hear it. Go for it. Do the Kanye. I'm dying for that.
Who's the guys that wear the mask? The dance guys. Daft Punk.
Okay.
God, you are worthless on all my pop culture references. Daft Punk has a song that Kanye West called Stronger.
Okay.
And it's, faster, stronger, and I can't remember the rest of the lyrics. But that's exactly, the more you educate yourself, the more you consume data like we're trying to put together on the Money Guy Show. I really do think it's almost like getting a booster shot. It inoculates you, or at least empowers you to know and spot when negativity is being thrown your way.
Right.
And it really is going to derail you. If you're somebody in your 20s, your 30s, or your 40s, what do you care if we hit a recession next year? I mean, truthfully, why do you care? You ought to be a financial mutant that gets excited and said, look at the valuations I'm going to be buying at. Think about the compounding interest I'm going to get in 15 years, 20 years, 30 years when I retire. That financial mutant, that mentality is going to carry you through, and it's going to be the countermeasure that offsets that negative peer pressure of the people. All they're trying to do is keep your eyeballs on the newspaper, keep your eyes on the internet, and keep your eyes on the news magazine or the TV so that they can sell you more advertising. But I'm telling you, there's something bigger than that. That's right. And I want you to be successful.
And, the other thing to think about is, no matter what, there are going to be times, when it's going to be scary as an investor. I mean, Brian, we were there in 2008. Even though we do this for a living, even though we are professionals, even though we study this thing vehemently, we were nervous. I mean, it's just an unsettling time, right? So if you can understand the things that you know and the things that you don't know before you get into those trying times, it can empower you. So even though we were nervous and uncertain, not once did we say, hey, let's just go to cash. Hey, let's sell it. Oh, maybe we should go buy a bunch of insurance products. We don't have any investment risk. That doesn't enter into your vocabulary if you're educated and equipped before you get into the scary times. The worst times to go try to find new information is when you're already scared. Yeah. Because then you're going to start looking for things that maybe you don't need to be looking for.
So go educate yourself, create a plan, know what you need to accomplish, and know the why. What is the why of your finances? And guys, it's almost like this is an after-school special for your finances, because we are going to, provide that public service announcement that says, hey, don't listen to that negative information out there. Avoid that biff or that bully that's on the street corner trying to harass you.
That's awesome.
Make the right decisions with your finances. Empower that army of dollar bills. Be a good field general. And I promise you can have the life that you dreamed of and be successful. All you have to do is put the plan in motion. I'm your host, Brian Preston. Remember, we work with clients all across the country. We love the opportunity to come before you. Go check out our YouTube channel. We got all kind of cool things going on. We're going to be live streaming. We got the equipment in the future. We just got the equipment in. I can't wait to see. We got to play with it. It's like a kid on Christmas, but we have new exciting things coming your way. So go check it out. moneyguy.com. Also make sure you get your email address to us because we want to connect with you. And if you want to take the relationship to the next level, we have a contact us page that gives you all the opportunity to reach out to us. I'm your host, Brian Preston. My co-host, Mr. Bo Hansen. We'll talk to you soon.